everyone, Slick here from the ATC boys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you how to check the valve clearance on a 250 ES Big Red. Seeing that there are not a lot of videos out there on YouTube or proper videos how to show you it, I'm going to show you this right now. Basic first steps is what you're going to have to do is remove the seat, the side panels, and the gas tank off, which makes it a lot easier to get to the valves. My front end, I'm working on it right now, so that's why it's all off, which makes it actually a lot easier to get to. So to start off, remove all that stuff and we'll get over to the covers. So some reasons why you would want to check your valve clearance on a motor. If you notice a little bit of ticking coming from the top end of your motor. With mine, I've noticed that it's smoking a little bit. It's got a little bit of a tick to it. It could run a little bit better. I tried to dial in the OEM card that I have here a little bit and decided since I'm already here with my front end tore apart, I'm going to go ahead and check my valves. So that's some of the reasons why you would want to check it. So one of the first things you want to do, like I said, remove the gas tank, the seat and everything. So in the front here, you got your exhaust valve. Back here, you got your intake valve. So once you remove these covers, we're going to go on the other side of the motor. Once you get over to this side, you're going to notice there's two little caps inside of the cover right here. This is your rotor cap. This is your timing hole cap. You're going to have to take that timing hole cap off. There we go. Cover's off. So one thing that helps out a lot is a manual or a repair shop manual. I have a service manual for 250 ES that helps me out a lot. Go to the valve clearance section. Basically it says where that index mark inside, where the timing hole cap is, to line up with a little T mark that's on the flywheel right there. So as you can see, so what you have to do next, go over to your Kickstarter there, crank the motor over until you can see that T mark show up. A little hard doing with one person. I think we found it. It's definitely easier with two people doing it. You might not be able to see it there, but you can see there's a little T right on the other side of that notch. That's where you gotta line that up to be top dead center. So the next step, once you get to the top dead center, get your feeler gauges out. According to the book, look right down here, for both the intake and the exhaust valve clearances, has to be 0.08 millimeters or 0.03 of an inch. So that's what I got right here in this feeler gauge. If you guys are wondering where I got this from, Harbor Freight. Nice simple little feeler gauge. It's got all of them right in there. And if you notice I did, is I bent it a little bit because it's a little hard to get to it. So basically our next step is, look at the valves. We're going to start with the exhaust right here. See your little stud right there? Your nut right there, stud in your nut with the valve, the spring down there. You want to take your feeler gauge and go from that stud to the top of the valve right there, the valve spring. I was pulling up on a little bit. You can see right there, maybe you can hear it too. I'll turn the volume up. It's just barely touching it. The way you're going to want to do is you want this feeler gauge to be basically touching and rubbing, have a little bit of friction on it between, you know, the feeler gauge and the stud and the valve spring there. Next, we're going to check this one. This is going to be a little bit harder, seeing where the spot is, because you can see it's right underneath the neck tube right there and all the other bull crap that's in the way. So we're going to try to check this guy. So how it works is you got your little stud right there and your jam nut pretty much. So all you gotta do is loosen your jam nut up. I believe it's a 10 millimeter right there. And then some of them do have a straight slot there for a straight slot screwdriver. This one looks like it's just a square. So I might be able to just take a little thing there to turn it around. And you adjust the valve up and down, or you adjust that stud up and down. So just for fun, that's what I ended up doing. I went to a 0.004 or a 0.10 millimeter. Just bumped up a little higher to check it out. And sure enough, doesn't have that much friction going through it. Now, like I said, it's a little hard with one hand right now, but it's got a lot of space through there we can adjust down. So what I ended up doing, loosening the jam nut there. And I just used a little needle nose pliers to turn that little guy there. I actually took this feeler gauge out of the whole clip, so it's easier to move around. So as you can see, once I have that jam nut moved, I can adjust this up and down to check my clearance. You tighten it, and it barely won't move. It's really tight. It's gonna be very critical of where you're gonna put it. Basically, you want it enough so where it's nice and snug in there. You don't want much, you want some resistance, but not a whole lot. Basically where I had it was like way up here, where I can move it around. I'm gonna have to move it right down to right about in that area. I'm gonna go ahead, tighten that jam nut. I'll check my feeler gauge again. It's got a nice little friction to it. I can maybe adjust it down a little bit more. We'll play around with it a little bit more. Alright, so that's how you adjust the valve clearance on a Honda 250 ES Big Red. So thanks again. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and watch all our other videos. Ring the bell if you want to get any notifications when we post new videos. Thank you.